All right, good evening. Ian Satterfield, Planning Ops Trainee. I'm going to start off today in Branch 30 up here in Oscar. For the most part, we had a really solid day. Still have crews engaged with hose lays and Dozer Line. It was tied in. Just about an hour and a half, 2 hours ago, they did get a slop over the line. Last I heard, it was about 40 acres, but crews were engaged and working very diligently to suppress that. Coming around the horn on top, the escarpment it is backing down. We are in partnership with our folks to the west with Milford Group and the Junction Group, and they've got a solid plan in place as this comes off to be able to capture it in 1, 2, or 3 different dozer lines as it comes down. They were also up today working on, they came over and caught the edge of this and put some dozer line in the little corner here, and they were working trying to bring this around and tie it back into the sugar fire on the top. Coming down into Papa and Quebec, down into that Dixie Valley area. Crews have been engaged with structure protection in there. Our line that was from last night held today. They continued with some hand line, improving it up. There was a large rock scurry up top that they were trying to work to get that tied into to give something for the crews tonight to anchor off of to keep this from progressing to the south. We did have fire from the other side come out, and it actually went back with that southwesterly wind and pushed itself back into the fire and crossed back over the 01. And as you can see, it had done the same thing up here, and so there's a couple of structures that are being threatened. We have crews in there trying to get into it and do structure protection as the safety allows. Crews are still working on developing and putting in dozer line around the Dixie Valley area, and we'll have folks in there all evening with structure protection. One of the things we are using, we're trying to take advantage of some of the dozer line that was created when the Dada fire was out, and so we've been out looking at areas to improve and continue on to try and tie this dozer line into the Dada fire as well as into the bottom. As you can see on the map, we've got a contingency line that runs down along the 117 and the power line. We've gotten almost down to where it comes off of the private. Plan is to bring it down and around and tie it back into here. And I know crews are looking at other opportunities of tying it back up into the hill if there's some different fuel types that we can get it tied into. We also have the 117 and the Beckworth Milford Road. Crews are in there improving that as another contingency line. Continuing around in Quebec, crews have done a good job. That Coyote Hills area, that we've been able to hold that all day, even with the increased fire behavior in there, and things are looking good in there. Coming around into Turner Ridge, again, things are looking good. We're mopping up, and line is secure in there. Kind of bumping out to structure group. Like I stated, we have folks in the Dixie Valley. We also have folks down here in the Grizzly Heights area. One of the things we did do for tomorrow's plan is we have we've split our structure group into 2. We were able to get some more leadership. So we'll have Dixie structure group, and we'll have actually Portola structure group. The names really are more for us as ease. Groups for us are able to be mobile and move around, so it doesn't mean that they're just stuck in this one location. So the Portola structure group, if there was something over here in Greenhorn, they can move around and adjust to fight fire over there. Jumping back into the map, looking at Romeo, all the way up the Grizzly Ridge, all the way up here to the top. Things are looking good. The crews are in there mopping up. We've had no issues, no spots. And you can see actually up here on the top, we have a little piece of line that we've put in as black line and secure. Moving into uniform, crews continue to improve the lines on the north end up there by DP 219, strengthening that as well as evaluating this and continuing to strengthen the line on the north. The Devil's Punch Bowl still has the fire in there, and crews are using some rotor wing, keep that in check until we have the right conditions, the right moment to be able to deal with that. So continuing to assess and reassess the operations in there. Working into Genesee Valley, crews are working super hard to continue to mop. One of the things to take note is 65% of the Genesee Valley we've got is black line, and 75% of the structures have 100% or more distance of mop-up around those structures. So a lot of good work happening in the Genesee Valley. All right, moving around into November, again, patrol, mop-up, no issues, everything's holding well. Again, no issues up here in the Dyer mountain area. We had crews up there monitoring, patrolling, and then the same thing as we dive down in the bottom half of branch 25. Crews were in there working and patrolling, mop up. We have one little area, we call it the fan area. It's actually right down here. It's just down in a boggy, mossy area. Crews went in there, set up sprinklers. So sprinklers will be running all day long trying to keep it wet, and it's just one of those things we'll have folks in there every day. So with that, that's end of report. Have a good afternoon and evening.